The story of North Korea's rise and fall is a testament to the complexities of geopolitics, ideology, and human suffering. From its emergence as an industrial powerhouse to its descent into famine and isolation, North Korea's trajectory offers invaluable insights into the perils of authoritarianism and the challenges of international diplomacy. In this exploration, we delve into the historical forces that shaped North Korea's destiny, examining the decisions, ideologies, and external pressures that led to its current state of crisis. In 1996, North Korea found itself in the throes of one of the most severe famines experienced by any industrialized nation in modern history. Amidst this crisis, a seemingly ingenious idea emerged within the high echelons of the government to breed mountain goats en masse in the rugged terrain of the north. The goats, flourishing on the shrubs they grazed upon, promised a solution to the food shortage. Within 2 years, the goat population tripled. However, the rapid consumption of shrubs led to dire consequences. These plants, vital for stabilizing the loose mountain soil during heavy rainfall, were decimated by the goats. The result was catastrophic mudslides, destroying arable land and flooding coal mines. Over 4 years, 5 to 10% of North Korea's population perished, a tragic consequence of a misguided decision in a nation plagued by economic mismanagement. North Korea's portrayal in contemporary media, with its starving populace, authoritarian leadership, and relentless pursuit of nuclear weapons, belies its historical trajectory. Decades ago, North Korea stood as a beacon of industrial, technological, and military prowess, eclipsing its southern counterpart. Yet, the narrative of North Korea's decline, from a purported communist success story to a humanitarian crisis, underscores the complexities of its economic demise. For much of its existence, Korea grappled with the dominance of more powerful neighbors, earning the moniker a shrimp among whales. Tributary to Chinese dynasties for centuries, Korea witnessed a shift in power dynamics with Japan's rapid industrialization in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Japanese colonization brought exploitation but also spurred economic development, particularly in North Korea, rich in natural resources. The end of World War II saw Korea's division, with the North embracing socialism under Soviet influence, while the South pursued a democratic market economy. North Korea's initial post-war resurgence was fueled by a unique blend of political dominance and external aid. Kim Il-sung's cult-like grip on power, coupled with the ideology of self-reliance, Juche, laid the groundwork for rapid industrialization. However, this growth was heavily reliant on patronage from socialist allies, particularly the Soviet Union and China, eager to maintain a buffer against Western influence. Massive investments flowed into North Korea, bolstering its economy and positioning it as an industrial powerhouse in Asia. Yet, beneath the veneer of prosperity lurked systemic flaws and catastrophic decisions. Kim's fixation on heavy industry at the expense of agriculture and consumer goods created imbalances. The Kalama movement, invoking revolutionary zeal to compensate for economic shortages, exacerbated inefficiencies and strained the population. Military buildup further drained resources, while reckless borrowing plunged North Korea into debt. By the 1990s, North Korea stood on the precipice of collapse. The Soviet Union's demise and China's reforms severed crucial lifelines, triggering an economic freefall. Fuel shortages paralyzed industries, leading to widespread famine and desperation. International aid offered temporary reprieve, but the regime's reluctance to reform perpetuated the crisis. State-sponsored illicit activities, including drug production and counterfeiting, sustained the regime's coffers, while China provided essential support to prevent a humanitarian catastrophe. Kim Jong-un's ascent to power brought little change. North Korea remains trapped by its ideologies, unable to enact reforms without risking collapse. Tragic spiral from promise to despair serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder of the human cost of autocratic rule and economic mismanagement. As long as North Korea remains isolated and entrenched in its ways, its people will continue to suffer, trapped in a cycle of hardship and oppression. Only when the regime collapses can the path to recovery and reconciliation begin for the people of North Korea. The legacy of North Korea's decline serves as a sobering reminder of the perils of authoritarianism and the dangers of unchecked power. Despite the regime's efforts to maintain control through propaganda, censorship, and repression, cracks in the facade are increasingly visible. Defections, testimonies from escapees, and clandestine reporting shed light on the dire conditions faced by ordinary North Koreans. The regime's obsession with self-reliance and militarization has come at a staggering human cost. Generations of North Koreans have been subjected to indoctrination, forced labor, and deprivation, all in service of propping up the regime's grip on power. Meanwhile, international sanctions aimed at curbing North Korea's nuclear ambitions further exacerbate the plight of its citizens, restricting access to essential resources and impeding economic development. In recent years, diplomatic efforts have sought to address the North Korean crisis with varying degrees of success. However, the road to reconciliation remains fraught with challenges, as distrust, geopolitical tensions, and divergent interests complicate efforts to find a peaceful resolution. The specter of nuclear proliferation looms large, underscoring the urgency of finding a diplomatic solution to the North Korean conundrum. Ultimately, the fate of North Korea rests in the hands of its people, who have endured decades of hardship and repression. As the regime grapples with internal dissent and external pressures, the resilience and determination of the North Korean people offer a glimmer of hope for a brighter future. Whether through internal reform, external intervention, or a combination of both, the path to a more prosperous and peaceful North Korea lies ahead, waiting to be forged by the collective will of its citizens and the international community. As the world grapples with the complexities of the North Korean crisis, it is imperative to recognize the multifaceted nature of the challenges ahead. Humanitarian aid efforts must be bolstered to alleviate the suffering of North Koreans, while diplomatic initiatives should be pursued to address the underlying political and security concerns. Engagement with North Korea, albeit challenging, remains essential to fostering dialogue and building trust, laying the groundwork for a peaceful resolution to the long-standing conflict on the Korean Peninsula. Moreover, international solidarity is crucial in holding the North Korean regime accountable for its human rights abuses and nuclear provocations. Coordinated efforts to enforce sanctions and pressure the regime to engage in meaningful negotiations are essential steps toward achieving a denuclearized and prosperous Korean peninsula. At the same time, it is vital to support the resilience and agency of the North Korean people, who continue to endure unimaginable hardships with courage and perseverance. Initiatives that empower North Korean defectors, promote access to information, and facilitate people-to-people exchanges can play a crucial role in fostering positive change from within. In navigating the complexities of the North Korean crisis, it is essential to remain vigilant and adaptable, recognizing that there are no easy solutions or quick fixes. By fostering dialogue, promoting humanitarian assistance, and upholding human rights, the international community can work together to chart a path toward a more peaceful and prosperous future for North Korea and its people. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of North Korea's complex history. For more insightful content on global affairs and current events, subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for future updates.